Hi, I'm Alan Sagano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group, and thanks a lot for listening to this brief presentation on Controlled Unclassified Information, also known as CUI Compliance. So we'll talk a little bit about what CUI compliance is, who must be compliant, and what the process is for becoming compliant. So CUI compliance, basically, it's a list of 14 security requirements that's outlined in the NIST publication 800-171. And if you want to get a copy of it, you can download it from this link right here. It's a PDF, which basically goes into pretty gory detail about what's required to become NIST compliant. It's kind of similar to PCI compliance or HIPAA compliance or Sarbanes-Oxley compliance. From what we've seen on the basic and CUI, it is a little bit more stringent than even these requirements for PCI, HIPAA, and Sarbanes-Oxley, maybe with the exception of SOX, depending on the context that you're working in. So the people that need to be compliant are basically small manufacturing companies. The SBA defines a small manufacturing company between 500 and 1,500 employees that have federal contracts with the United States government. They have to be compliant by basically the December 31st of 2017. So, and that includes also any small manufacturing company or subcontractor that does work with the prime contractor that has federal contracts, or any small manufacturing company that has contracts directly with the federal government. And if you're not compliant by December 31st of 2017, you will risk losing your contracts with the federal government. So it's a pretty big deal, especially if that's your main source of revenue. So in order to do this, there's a couple of things that we recommend doing. The first is to perform a network security review. So that basically allows us to come in, review what you have, review your current infrastructure, and then document that installation as well, and then determine what it's going to take to make you compliant. So after we review the information, figure out what it is, figure out how your network is configured, we'll produce a prioritized list of requirements with that estimated cost to address each requirement. And that it typically involves either some additional purchases of hardware or software. Sometimes it takes a reconfiguration of your current infrastructure or a combination of all three. Usually it's a combination of all three. So some type of hardware purchase, multiple hardware purchases, software, as well as reconfiguring what you might already have. Then we'll go ahead and implement those changes. We'll document the installation. One of the things that's in there is you want you to prove, hey, we made all these infrastructure changes. This is where we were before we were compliant. This is what we've done to become compliant. In addition to that, it also, and this goes for any security change anyway, it just makes sense, it's never done. So to be quite honest, so you always need to perform ongoing monitoring. That's typically with a SIM, which is a security information and event monitor. As well as keeping up to date with patches, running regular vulnerability scans, and maintenance of the infrastructure. So if your company needs to be CUI compliant, or you're just interested in increasing your network security, and today with kind of the scary threats and ransomware and crypto virus variants that have been released, it's not such a bad idea to beef up your security anyway. So whether you need to be CUI compliant or you're just interested in increasing your network security, you can give me, Alan Sagano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group. You can call me at 310-541-8584. I'm at extension 100. Or you can email me, and my email address is asugano, so first initial, last name, at adscon.com. Thanks a lot for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon.